a podcast created by two guys brought together by movement, transformed into brotherhood. The boys share their authenticity as they deep dive into what it means to explore this human experience, shedding light on personal trials and accumulated wisdom. Conscious Collingwood is meant to provoke thought and insight to expand your personal awareness. Come along for the journey as Justin and Jeff exemplify what it means to be a man living wholeheartedly, balancing the divine, masculine, and feminine. Welcome to Conscious Collingwood.
Okay, look at us keeping commitments, Justin, here on another Tuesday of Conscious Collingwood.
Let's go. Well, last week was so good. I really enjoyed the pod.
Yeah, this is our own form of therapy.
Is that a new water bottle?
My mother bought this. And I think because I don't like falling in line with trends and stuff like that. And the whole water bottle industry in the last year, 2 years, whatever it's been, like coolers, water bottles, it's a little insane.
Yeah.
Like the Stanleys, Yetis, like these vessels that hold fluids, you're like, it's just out of control. Yeah. So my mom bought this, and I think Terry a Rambler or one of those mugs or something as an anniversary gift back in August. And I was a little resistant to this, but I'm going to tell you, I actually really enjoy drinking out of it.
Good.
It's efficient. When I am selecting a container to drink out of, the mouth is important to me. Not too big, not too small, because I don't want to dump it on me, but I want to get enough quickly. It's about efficiency.
Yep.
And so the mouthpiece on this is, I just really enjoy it. Like, I just take it to my mouth.
Can't take you seriously.
It works out. Yeah. And then to fill, easy to put your salt in there.
Oh, yeah.
The water goes in this. Like, I take the lid off here, and I get a little pack of that element salt. And I take the package up, like then I put the salt in.
Yep. And you screw your two tops on and shake it up, and you're Gucci.
Yeah.
That's great.
This is the type of shit you have to see on Instagram now, because people don't know how to fucking drink water.
Nope.
So you got to really go through step by step.
How to get their water.
And how to drink water. Mm-hmm. So you get the container.
Fuck. It's so true.
It is a little true.
The amount of people that don't drink enough water, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. You wonder how some people put their pants on in the morning.
Not backwards.
Why is this freaking me out? It's recording.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing isn't on, that's why.
Oh, there it is. Technical difficulties.
I will keep going. There it goes. Yeah, just let's back up.
We're on.
Oh, drama. Oh, mercy. What's new, Jay?
What's new?
Other than my water bottle.
No, honestly, life is good. Justin has good energy. I've been happy.
Well, you're finally happy? You're bitching and moaning there for a long time.
Yo.
I'm just teasing.
I went through a rough patch.
One might say complaining. I'm kidding. I'm being a jerk.
It's okay. I could take it.
Instead of love.
Yeah. No, life is good. I found peace with the journey.
Mm.
Which is nice. And I think what really came up was I was mismanaging myself and my energy, and I didn't give myself enough time to play and do the things that actually really light me up, and I got sucked into mindset of productivity, which isn't always a bad thing, but I realized that I was holding a lot of expectation for myself, and it wasn't sustainable and wasn't making me content with the way things were, even though they were good. It's the perspective.
it's the balance or being unbalanced, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you're describing my week. It's funny how it's very similar. And, to bring up Paul Check again, I was listening to a podcast on Friday, driving with Ella, and what he talked about described my last couple weeks perfectly. And to your point, that, not having play or that levity in your life, that unbound play, you start to create resentment around what you're doing. And then you really start to criticize yourself, and you just lose all track of what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that was me as well. It was like I started not dislike this place, but I'm just like, I cannot get this thing finished. Like this, I can see the finish line, but I cannot get there quick enough. And I had some long days, and just communication at home was off a little bit. Communication with myself. Not taking care of my body, not working out like I like to, like just burning the candle at both ends, and starting to resent things. As soon as he said that, it really clicked. I was like, oh, that's what that feeling is.
Yeah.
I'm resenting what I'm doing. Because I started to question, it's like, do I want to start another business? Do I want to do, it's just stupid thoughts.
Yeah.
Very unconscious.
Yeah.
Right? And he said, he works with a lot of people that, yes, they might be very structured and driven, but then, they get so involved in their work that they get burnt out because they're not incorporating play. And, Dan had talked about this in our last circle with some of the course he's doing right now, and it's really, it's just breaking up your day, and even if you do something for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, go draw, go color, go for a walk around the block, go be in nature for fucking 10 minutes. So something just to break up that monotony and remind yourself and reconnect yourself, to what is.
Well, something that's playful or fun that doesn't have a result.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in the productivity mindset, I'm looking to achieve something, where unbound play there isn't a result. It's just enjoying what is in the moment and taking it in.
It's really hard for me, man, because it feels irresponsible. It feels like I have things to do. That feels like childlike. You know what I mean? It's like that. Adults don't do that. But yet, why are we all messed up?
Yeah.
Because we forget how to be a child.
So a shaman asks 3 questions, Jeff.
What are they?
When did you stop singing? When did you stop dancing? And when did you lose your sense of awe and wonder for the mystery of the world? And a child only sees through the eyes of awe and wonder until adults get their hands on them. But it's awe and wonder. It's just like, wow.
And I feel like that's back for me, but if I put my head down too much, that disappears real quick.
Oh,
right? And it's crazy. I'm a different person than I was the middle of last week. I had a lot of growth in 1 week. It was crazy how much I learned about myself, and I feel like how much I've grown or expanded. And
what would play look like? Well, what's a
playing with myself?
Play? Yeah.
Or
5-10 minutes in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Having a nap,
Terry.
Showering.
Yeah. For me, it's just, it could be just breaking it up, just being conscious enough to take a step back, and it could be making a phone call to somebody, having a nice conversation. It could be, listening to music, having a quick meditation, maybe just sitting and actually taking a break and eating my food. Maybe sitting there and just with no distraction and just taking, a pause and enjoy and taste the food.
Do you eat and work?
You
just take a bite and keep fucking going? Wow.
Yeah. That's what, I kind of giggled at the whole triathlon things when everyone's worried about nourishing themselves and keeping up fuel as they race and stuff. I'm like, I don't fucking eat for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I ate yesterday.
Yeah.
We got this triathlon's nothing.
Yeah. I got a PB&J sandwich in a Ziploc bag in my back pocket, and it's been through the swim, and I crushed it on the bike, and I'm gonna eat it now.
Yeah.
Just have a bite.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah,
Squirt
man.
of mustard. That's all you need.
That's right. Yeah.
See, I'm good at pausing, but I need to level. Like, I am a level up from that, where I actually need unbound play. So jumping on the trampoline, doing a little bit of rope stuff, like rope flow, I call it. A little bit of exercise, maybe a handstand, or paint, or doodling, painting. I struggle with, like, I'm really good at taking a pause. I always eat consciously. So, yeah, that's what works for me.
Yeah. The funny thing I recognize about myself this week too, and I'll get into, if you want me to, I'll get into what I really learned and maybe not specifics, but enough generality that you can understand with.
Can I actually say something quick before that?
Of course, you may.
What I actually found to really help me was laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Laughter with friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been great.
That's nice. Yeah, and if I was to touch on that too, when you asked me about play, it's like I put a lot of pressure on myself to move my body. Like, I hadn't moved too much after the last triathlon, and yeah, recovery, whatever else, my legs are a little sore, etc. But I put a lot of pressure on myself because I feel like if I get away from it for just even a week, I feel like I'm losing the momentum I had, and it is hard to get going again. And then I not worry, but it's like, am I going to lose any strength? Am I going to, this and that? And it's, the mental masturbation can be a little bit too strong sometimes. I'll say the other thought here for a second. But when you're talking about laughter, what I recognized in myself this week was it's important to sit in your shit. And so depending on what you're going through, like, yes, if you're having a very structured day and you know that you have to do A, B, C, and D, and then you're going to inject some laughter in there just to break up the day, that's great. What I recognize for myself, though, is when I was in the trenches, is sometimes there's no way out. Like, your purpose is to sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't go watch some stand-up comedy to try and reduce the pain or whatever the modality might be, or the medicine. It's like the medicine is to sit in it. That's my perspective, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because too often we're trying to escape that or get out of it quicker, which is kind of numbing it all. And then so you're not potentially learning your lesson. So guess what? It's going to repeat itself until you do take the time to sit with it and learn, right? So it's very fascinating.
Yeah, it's not about avoiding it through the different modalities. It's finding these little points of time in your day or whenever you can to. And the truth is, sometimes it's overwhelming. You can't actually find the laughter in it all. And that's okay too.
That's right. Yeah.
Sit in it long enough to know it and understand it. I personally, I'm a different person after I exercise, and that helps me ground back into the reality of, hey, this is life, this is the journey.
Yeah.
You're doing the best that you can with the tools and the time you have, and yeah, don't be too hard on yourself.
Mm-hmm. So this week, quickly, what showed up for me was, middle of the week, last week rather, I had some expectations for how the day was going to go and whatever else, and it just didn't go the way I expected, and I kind of got triggered, and I'm starting to explore it. It's like, is it an expectation? Is it, something to do with rejection? Is it a worthiness thing? And so it just kind of changed my mood. Now, remember, I'm in the thick of just working long hours here, and so I'm just, at a balance a little bit. But I don't have enough wisdom or awareness in the moment to recognize that that's likely what's going on. But I'm sitting with that, and then because of, how deep I can be as a thinker, I started to really excavate. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Like, where in my childhood would this have shown up? Is this a mommy-daddy thing? Did something happen in grade 6? Like, what the fuck is going on here, right?
Yeah.
And I start exploring that, and I look and I'm asking myself, okay, what is true for me? Like, are any of these stories I'm coming up with true? No, they're not. And then I finally asked myself, or segued rather, and it's like, okay, at the root of it, what are you feeling? I was like, ooh, and then what am I feeling? I just felt sad. And as soon as I felt that feeling, it just, I knew it was correct because it hit home and it made me actually take a breath and go, oh, I felt my shoulders relax. So, and then I started to expand on why was I feeling sad. And, there's a handful of reasons why. Whether they're true or not doesn't matter. Just that's what was showing up. And then that allowed me to kind of check that off the list of going, okay, that makes sense. And then take a little bit more inventory of what was going on. And then back to our friend Paul, when he, in his Evolving Emotionally podcast, talks about, your hormones being out of balance, and that's what controls our emotions. Then I really went there. I was like, oh, that's what the fuck is going on here. It's none of the other bullshit I was thinking about. I'm just, my hormones and my system is just completely out of whack. And I don't know, it might sound silly, but it feels like I unlocked something. It's like I have not an efficiency to finding the answer, but at least in that moment, I was able to really connect a lot of dots and recognize, it's none of the other bullshit, And so I would think what I'm saying is maybe now in my toolbox, my tools, if I am going through something, it's just now something else that I'm very aware of. And so now it'll be something I look at going, okay, in this situation, how am I physiologically? Have I drank enough? Have I eaten enough? Have I rested enough? How is my dopamine level? How's my cortisol? Like, how am I actually feeling that way? And then I can go to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've done so much digging and I feel like healing that stuff's not really there anymore. If anything, I'm causing myself my own trauma now. That's what also came up for me. I'm causing my own shit.
Yeah.
It's not my parents anymore. It's not my fucking high school friends or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm causing myself my own pain. It was pretty deep.
It's good.
Isn't that something, though?
That's something, wow.
Because that's what's true here. None of this other stuff's true, and you fucking have figured that stuff out. You're causing yourself your own pain. That's responsibility.
Self-responsibility. That's empowering.
Is it?
Well, it puts the power back in your own hands.
Yeah.
Instead of being like,
because
it's
I know
out of my control.
Because if I'm going back into my past, it's almost, for where I am now in this seat, it's almost like a victim mentality. Well, did my parents do something for me to feel like this right now? No, you're doing it to yourself. You have enough fucking awareness now, dude.
Yeah. Most whenever somebody comes to me with or shares about their hormones being off, it's usually from an external source, and it's not from a place of empowerment. It's more of nothing I can control. Or not being like, yeah, I did not take care of myself and my hormones were fucked. Yeah. And now I'm ready to take care of myself. It's usually, I need help. That's great. Good for you.
Thank you. I tell you, men's. Go ahead.
Sorry. It's funny in the sense that we don't have a cycle either. So our hormones are pretty, as long as we manage our lifestyle well, we can be kind of in the flow and in a rhythm, where women have a 30-day cycle. And I think it's important for every man to understand a woman's cycle, just so you can see and understand them. And maybe see things coming. But also as a way to support and be able to hold that space. But often it's forgotten or even lessened that a man has to deal with their own hormones.
So here's
true.
So here's the thing. Here's a curveball. I know nothing, but is this a thought? So the other thing was there was a full moon last week, and I also feel like that had a potential effect.
Of course.
So then, is that actually, from a masculine standpoint, and if we're tapped into our feminine, there's a cycle there as well that we would feel and deal with?
Well, if you have a woman in your life, you're attuned to her. So
Yeah.
if she's going through something, you're going through something.
I have
don't think
3.
you have much of a choice. You have 3 women. Yeah, that's a lot to hold.
Yeah. Maybe I'm menstruating too.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Menstruating.
Menstruating.
And I'm sure you do in ways.
Yeah.
You menstruate.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
You know what? I think let's end the podcast here. Done.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Oh, mercy. She's a trip.
Yeah, life is a trip.
But
it all has an effect. Rudolf Steiner, he talks about how the full moons actually stress plants because they don't get to rest because there's still sunlight being beamed off the moon, and it is affecting plants. But the stress allows for growth. And he also talks about how full moon cycles, there's still sun, energy, biophotonic energy, being bounced back to us during the nighttime. So it's a high energy time and it's hard to get good sleep, regardless.
Yeah.
So.
I got to read some of
It
this
moves
stuff.
the ocean.
Yeah.
The moon moves the ocean. That's the most powerful thing on the planet. And if you don't think it has an effect on your
Well, and if we're 98% water, wherever the hell the stat is of what we are, of course it's moving us.
Yeah.
Trippy. The other thing that came up, so Men's Circle was awesome.
And that's also coming back to, if you're like, bullshit, science, check yourself, because you've lost that sense of awe and wonder for the mystery of it all.
It doesn't have to be science.
Yeah.
You see it happen with your eyes, with the ocean.
It's the ocean's moving. It's moving something inside you.
That's because the flat Earth is just tilting.
Yeah. I wonder where all the water goes when it falls off the side.
Well, there's concrete walls around the perimeter.
Oh, of the flat Earth. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Good engineering around that.
Yes.
Back to that.
You had to leave a little bit early, but we got talking about.
I really wish I didn't.
Dan was describing a little bit from the course he's going through, and talking about dopamine.
Yeah.
And so, on the heels of listening to Paul's stuff and then hearing Dan's, few-minute share.
Would you consider him wise man, Dan?
Not yet. Soon.
Okay.
Yeah. A few more years. No, he's got a lot of good insight. But he's going to actually probably do like a small TED Talk with us, I think, with the stuff he's learning, because it's like really interesting. I'm a little fuck science because of the last few years, so I have to make sure I have an open mind and stuff.
No, science is good.
But
real science.
Real science, yeah.
Not paid and bought for.
That's
science.
correct. True. Yeah, I shouldn't have used the same paintbrush there. But just what he was sharing and my awareness around this now is really taking inventory of where I'm getting my dopamine hits from, but also where I'm kind of spending it. So without maybe butchering this, I those last few days I've really tried to think about in a day how much dopamine I would have access to and not depleting myself of that or giving it away or getting the hits or whatever, or recognizing that I only have so much of it before it needs to be replenished. So it's like, I don't know, just being a little more aware of.
Just give me a synopsis of what Dan shared.
Huh?
Because I wasn't there.
Oh.
Can you give me a synopsis?
Well, it actually was similar to what we were just discussing earlier about getting in, this flow state. Because I asked him, what you're describing to me, Dan, is just getting into alignment. Like, I could be sketching and thinking about a business and doing whatever else, and I could lose myself in 4 hours. Like, it just disappears. Like, that's just a flow state. So I'm in line with what I'm doing. But he said the research that he's learning about and they're sharing is the importance of, working for like an hour, let's say it's even 2 hours, but then taking a 15-minute break. Mm-hmm. And then, but really taking a break, like not scrolling on your phone or, doing useless shit, like going for the walk, meditating, similar to what Paul was kind of talking about, to be honest, on this podcast.
That's funny.
But it's about replenishing the system and, just kind of refreshing, rebooting the system, because if you're in that flow, you're going to deplete those resources, and you need to replenish them. So it was very interesting. I'm interested to find out more.
That's great.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yesterday I had a great.
So that's where the unbound play comes into the situation and stuff like that, right? So yeah.
I worked for 3.5 hours yesterday, just focused work on the textbook for our movement teacher training, which is going to be fucking sick. Because I've been waiting to share all this information. And then I just was like, shut the laptop, and I did a great little workout where I was just creative. And God, I was like a new man after. It's great.
Yeah.
Then saunaed with the woman.
Mm. Yeah. I was doing some sketching and visualizing yesterday for something I'm working on, and I recognized I kind of got into a snag, and my pattern is, though, to keep pushing through and just sitting with the situation and be like, okay, what can happen here? And then I'm recognizing that this is one of those moments where, okay, you're out of the flow, call it, close the laptop or put the pen down and go do something else.
Go shower or spend a little bit of alone time in the bedroom.
Go play, Go
play with yourself.
Go play. So yeah, it's a learning progress.
Being able to recognize it and not having judgment and thinking that you have to be okay. Well, now it's on to the next thing. Productive.
I think what I struggle with all of this, though, is, and maybe it's a story I'm telling myself, but it's the structure of everything. It feels very stiff and rigid, and the idea of structuring my whole day around, okay, I'm going to do this for an hour, then I'm going to pause for 15 minutes, then I'm going to eat. It's like, that feels so rigid and gross. It's like, because and there's the thing too, we have to use discernment. What Dan is learning might work perfect for him, but it might not apply to me. Yeah. I actually might do okay working for 10 hours straight, or I might work okay having my head down for 4 or 5 hours and just working through the problem, because the problem's in front of me. I want to find a solution, and how I find a solution is working through the problem, not maybe pulling myself out of it. So anyway, that's where discernment comes in.
Discernment and just having a strong enough relationship with yourself, like knowing yourself enough to be like, I'm more of a intuitive feeler instead of a strong, rigid, structured calendar. Which Dan, systems, Jess, systems, calendars, time, great. They thrive on it. They feel happier, more connected. Just it feels right. Where me and potentially you feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
Where it's just like I just need to feel into it. Like I don't mind doing drywall for 8 hours. It makes sense to me. We're getting something done. I'm in a flow state. And then when I'm done, I just get to play.
Yeah.
Instead of break it up.
And it's a creative process, too. You're also getting enjoyment out of it, right?
Yep.
Where I'm trying to apply a little bit of structure is something like today, Tuesday. What I've recognized is, after we podcast, then men's circle, it's around 11, and it's hard to leave circle sometimes because you get into some good conversations and they might extend themselves outside of the time slot. And so next thing you know, it's 12:30 by the time I get home, and I probably need to eat. So I'm like, it's just hard to get in the flow. So my afternoon's just like kind of. So what I'm saying is I've kind of written Tuesday off. Like Tuesday's my day off. It's
nice.
It's just my day to play sort of thing. So we can enjoy this. If we have to move it, we'll do it. But for the most part, I would really love if it's on this day, and then do the men's thing, and then that way, if guys are going for a coffee or something after, I can go with them and not feel burdened that I have to go do something else. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
And it feels lighter to me because, and even I was going to go to a class. I was going to go to Kaylee's.
Perspective, expectation.
I was going to go to Kaylee's class this morning, but I was like, I don't want to feel rushed. I don't want to feel like I got to do that, and then I got to come here all sweaty and sit. I just want Tuesday to be, probably a recovery day, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
A playful recovery day.
That sounds lovely.
And that feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It feels new, and it feels kind of good.
Well,
but yeah, dude, the idea of structuring my days, there's no fucking way. And then also being in business too, you have to take phone calls, or you have to make calls that come out of nowhere. And how do you fit those into a calendar? Or batch your time and all this stuff that Dan, it's like, no. And then plus having 2 kids, like that's a structure in itself too. Like,
yeah, I don't even know what that's like.
No, but like, okay, this one has volleyball, this one has cheer. We have to leave by then. It's like there's enough structure bookended in the day that I need some, loose time in the middle, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Because there is enough structure in the morning with school, lunches, exercise, whatever. Nighttime is pretty much structured, so the middle of the day needs to be a little more fluid.
Yeah.
I'm just recognizing this. My day is actually relatively structured.
Fuck, is it ever?
So there needs to be a little bit of...
Well, yeah, when do you get time for yourself, especially in those evenings?
Yeah.
With the family.
Yeah. And it's also, like, I like spontaneity. Like, the idea... Of course, Terry and I will plan dinners or try and do something, but it's challenging to do that. So I love spontaneity and being in that energy of, hey Terry, I'm free right now. Are you? Okay, let's go for lunch, or we'll go for a walk, or do something.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But I like it too.
That, to me, there's something very playful and youthful about that too. It's like almost like you're dating again, as opposed to, okay, well, we have dinner planned for a week and a half from now at 8 o'clock at the Tremont. It's like fucking romantic. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just, I'm not saying it's not, but if that's how every dinner has to be,
it's okay if it's not for you too.
That's correct too.
Right?
Yes.
Some people are like, I'm sure that there's people,
let me say this too.
I follow Ben Greenfield, and he has sex in his calendar.
Yeah, good for him.
Come on,
I'm being smart.
I know. That's
But also listen to this
crazy.
Though. If sex is in the calendar or a dinner date's in the calendar, I mean, it's something to look forward to and get horned up about, that sort of thing.
Revved up.
But to me, yes, if that's once in a while, sure. But if that's how your life is structured, like, that feels so inorganic and just fucking stiff. Talk about stiff.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it as sex in the calendar, but I would, like, I'm open to carving out time
because,
to connect.
well, and here's the thing with intimacy too. Both parties have to be relatively on the same energy field.
Mhm.
And so what happens in the calendar comes and honey isn't ready, or you're not really feeling it either.
Yeah.
I mean, a man usually is always feeling it, but
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, no, if you're really not in the vibe of it, it's like, well, now what do you do with that time? You just robotically go and do it because it's on the calendar?
No, you connect.
I suppose.
Just connect in a different way. Eye gaze, cuddle,
Okay.
have a bath together. When was the last time you had a fucking bath, bro?
Our bathtub's not big enough for that shit.
You have a hot tub though.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, we enjoy the hot tub.
It's beautiful.
Like, enjoy the water in the hot tub.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, I get it if it's just time to be with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which, dude, I prioritize almost every evening. I need a little bit of time. And I'm fucking out. Dude, it's so funny. So I love story time. And we were watching, I call watching TV or whatever, story time. Because it really is, you know?
It is. It's entertainment.
Before bed,
story,
my mom would read me the Harry Potter books. I love that. And now, I get to fucking watch a little bit of TV.
She'd read you the thick-ass Harry Potter book?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she read all the seasons to us, or the books. I'm a movie guy because the movie's always better than the book, if you like, because you can visually see it.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, I really enjoy story time, and it puts me right to sleep.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then Jess is
Little
up there
JJ
watching.
just...
She's still watching like fucking guys sleeping. Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh,
Dan and Ari are the same. Ari falls asleep, Dan stays up watching. I found my Dan and Jessica. It's been amazing.
We used to have a TV in our room in our old house in Thornbury. We might have had one in this one temporarily.
No, it's in the living room.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's no I will not allow TV in the
Terry
living room.
wants me, like, I don't want it in there at all. No. There's something just peaceful about, the sanctuary.
I have certain rules. I don't like the idea of eating in the bed.
No, it's...
Like, don't eat in the bed. And don't watch TV in the bed.
Yeah, but you listen...
Unless you're, like, sick as fuck.
You wouldn't kick Jess out of bed for eating crackers, though. You love her too much.
Crackers is fucking criminal. Because anything that's going to break... don't fuck that. Bring that in.
But
don't eat chips.
That's the joke of this. That's
crackers.
That's the joke of this saying.
Yeah.
She's so pretty, and she's your love of your life, that you would allow her to eat crackers in the bed because you love her that much.
Yeah, she could do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
I
see?
think that's the truth.
Yeah.
I would stare at her.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what's going on here?
There is nothing worse other than laying on a crumb of something.
I sleep naked too.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
Good for you.
There's studies that show that sleeping naked, you sleep deeper.
Well, you're not wrestling with stuff. I find myself doing that, like, having two girls in the house, I feel like I need to cover up in case they come in. But for the most part, no. If I go to bed with, shorts on or whatever I'm wearing, it's always tarps off. I never sleep with a shirt on.
Yeah.
And then, likely, by the time I go to bed, the drawers are off too. Like
Yeah. I keep the drawers closed. I used to sleep with a nightie. I'm kidding.
Fuck off.
I'm kidding.
I could see you wearing some sort of silk nightie.
Oh, yeah.
I could see you pull that off.
Yeah. A fucking silk nightie might be nice, actually.
I bet you feel really good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try.
Oh, mercy.
I'm not ashamed
No.
of doing something similar to that.
Oh, man. Talking about structure and stuff, the one thing that I've recognized in myself too, and whether it's just me still learning and maturing and whatever else, but when I did Zach Bush's Journey of Intrinsic Health, I learned so many amazing things, and I still have access to it because I'm part of his online community. And I want to go through and watch it again and take notes and really immerse myself in it. But I am applying some of the stuff, but not enough of the stuff. And one of his big things around the recovery pillar is, everything you do throughout the day is setting you up for successful sleep. And that's the lunch you eat. It's the maybe the midday meditation or yoga nidra, or conversation, your breakfast,
your exercise.
Trying to avoid alcohol, or if you're going to do it, make sure you're what's the word I would be looking for, a phrase? It's like, whatever, be mindful around using alcohol and how are you going to set yourself up for success using that. All the things, right? And so that's one area I find I get caught on this motherfucker at nighttime, and I really wanted to, and what I've started doing too is just turning it right off by a certain time. But I got to get a little bit more disciplined with that. But I try and read before bed because it knocks me out.
Nice.
I can read the same page 10 times.
Yeah, and you're like, what
I love that.
Am
Yeah,
I doing here? That's funny. I love that you read before bed.
Yeah, it actually does. It does tucker me out because I was pretty wired last night. I was in the flow of doing some stuff and whatever else, and then I was like, I got a second wind, and then I just put that book in front of me, and I was toasting about 6 pages.
Nice.
So that's cool. But yeah, to the point of that, there's things I've learned, and I'm just not implementing them as well or as much as I should be. So that's where I need to feel if I was to put pressure on myself or set some goals. It's around structure. It's just applying some more of the knowledge I've attained and just be disciplined with it. And, because I can fall into some conditioning or unconscious traps pretty easily,
So, same.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
Or human brains. They're funny to manage.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. All it is self-management. And that's how you gain wisdom is learning things and having conscious awareness of your day, applying what you're learning, and then getting to know yourself through the process. Like, maybe 7 oatmeal cookies throughout the day isn't very optimal for me. Or, I realized maybe I shouldn't be eating chocolate delight every night. But I love it.
What's chocolate delight?
The chocolate smoothie ice cream I make every...
Oh.
I've made it before. I made it on my birthday. Or did I? No. Made it at Kayla's one time.
Chocolate delight.
I'll eat that every night, bro. And
you're saying that's not good for you, the way you...
Well, yeah, it doesn't help me sleep very
No.
well. Well, I was getting into a habit of making enough for both Jess and I.
Yeah.
And she wasn't. She would have like a bite or two. And then I was eating 2 portions. And I'm like...
No bueno.
This is just too much before bed. So I've now cut down the portion.
I remember, I can't name this person, but I was with them. They're a professional in town, and they take care of themselves, at least they appear to do, whatever else, and are conscious about movement and all that sort of stuff. And this person had shared how, like, their call it weakness was ice cream, and like would just dummy a tub of ice cream in the evening, or maybe it's a quart of the Ben and whatever, right? And it's
Jesus.
just like it was. When I heard it, I just didn't expect it because of the amount of effort they put into their body and their physique and everything, and I was like, whoa. And we were talking about unconscious behaviors or managing this mind. It's like there's obviously some sort of comfort that person's receiving from doing that and whatever else, right? But I don't know. I was fascinated by it. I was like, holy shit. I would never guess that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, everybody's nobody's perfect, and everybody's managing themselves.
Yeah.
And everybody gets stuck in these slippery, we could call them almost addictions.
Yeah.
Our makeup is wired for that kind of stuff.
Well,
Dopamine.
Yeah. And my mind is so dumb sometimes, and you'll be like, Jeff, speak kinder to yourself. And I am, but I could have said something worse.
That's okay.
But this is like, because I, again, put pressure on myself if I'm not moving my body almost every day. And I went over to the bar before I dropped Elle off at school. We were leaving the house. I just went over and did 6 pull-ups quick.
Nice.
And for some reason, it was just enough to go, okay, if I don't do anything else today physically, I did 6 pull-ups.
I did 6 pull-ups. This is good.
You know? So I'm going to really try, and maybe I need to wait for October 1st, but introduce a daily dose just to keep myself
Fuck yeah.
accountable. Not accountable, but it's like, okay, if I can at least pump this out in 15 minutes, the squats, the pull-ups, push-ups.
I love a daily dose.
Then it's just like, okay, if I don't get to an Everlove class or do something in the garage,
do something for 15
minutes.
Body weight.
Yeah.
God.
It's so simple.
It's so simple. Yeah. I have a 6-pack 365 days a year. And
you're such a narcissist.
Well, no.
I'm just teasing. Justin, explain why.
Well, there's parts of me that I'm proud of it.
Yes.
I'm very proud of it.
Calves in your abs?
The fucking world's my oyster. It's just because I've actually, taken the time to understand what's too much, what's too little, and how to self-manage my nutrition, my sleep, my movement, to maintain the health and the physique that I want.
There's no fucking excuses. It's just discipline.
Yeah.
Dan was talking. Were you there? I don't know, but he talked about another gentleman in another men's circle who's been clocking their, journaling their movement practice, and this guy is up to like 75,000 push-ups since. Let's say it was a month, or maybe it's 2, whatever the hell the number is.
It was like a bunch of months.
Bunch of months, sorry. Oh, you were there. You were talking about your 1,000. Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, like, he's just disciplined enough, and he's dropping down and doing 25, and just the number is stacking, and then, like, what a cool visual that is to write down in a journal and go, holy shit, in the last 4 months I've done 75,000 push-ups.
The accumulation of that.
100,000 squats. What? I'm not saying that's what he did, but...
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And you saw those numbers, you'd be like, then you get to 1 million? That's pretty cool.
Kinda cool.
That'd be a cool high.
Yeah. It would be a cool high. Yeah, it's so interesting. It's just... I'm a true believer in taking time for yourself to care for yourself.
Well, then, we could say there's no excuses and all that sort of stuff. The problem is there are a little bit of excuses because it's, our lives are busy and we live in this Western world and there's so many things to do.
I also don't have kids.
Don't have kids. But it's also about just creating good habits. It's just reconditioning yourself and creating good habits. Mm-hmm. And so if I can make a habit of going to the garage and doing, those 10 pull-ups or whatever I want to do, and if I can do that every day, then by day 15, by day 22, whatever it is, it's just ingrained in me that I just go out there, I take a break from the computer, and I just rip off a handful of them. You know what I mean?
Pull-ups aren't an easy movement.
No.
That's a good way to maintain strength.
Yeah.
Same for push-ups.
Yeah.
Most people take push-ups for granted.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, it's just getting into the rhythm of like, this is what I do for myself, this is my expectation for myself, and this is what I uphold each and every day. And that's, what I do to maintain my center, and fuck yeah. You're better for it. It's just how you live your life instead of having to journal about it or having to keep track or put it in your calendar. Because Because life can get busy. It's just something you prioritize each and every day, and you have an expectation for yourself to achieve.
That's right, yeah. And then one of the biggest things we all need to practice, because I'm guilty of this it feels like more than anybody, but it's the self-love key. It's like, if you don't get to the gym that day, or you had the ice cream before bed, it's like, just fucking love yourself for doing it.
Yeah,
like,
less judgment.
Be kind to yourself.
It was funny. Ariana, she's been studying a lot about exercise, and she was like, yo, they showed this study about creatine, and they gave some people creatine, and some people they didn't give creatine, and the people they didn't give creatine, they told them that they did.
Like a placebo, yeah.
The placebo. And I was like, this in summary, it just goes back to your perspective is all that matters. So if you're stuck in constantly beating yourself up, never doing enough, blah, 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 it's always going to have a negative effect, and it's never going to be enough.
What did the study show? That people that didn't take the creatine actually had the placebo had a greater impact?
No, they just had a great impact.
Oh, okay.
Similar impact.
It's
like, fuck off. Like, and creatine is something that's been studied. Like, it does benefit. I personally love it. So, but the moral of the story is just like, actually have self-love and be proud of yourself instead of defeating. Like, don't be so hard on yourself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing great. Yeah. What if you were able to, like, just be a little bit kinder?
Yeah. One of the things I struggle with, dude, is knowing that, every decision we make, every move we make has an impact, and it matters. How we communicate with our loved ones, with strangers, how we communicate with ourselves. Everything matters. The food we eat, the movement we move. But then it doesn't matter, because we're all going to die, and it doesn't matter. So there's this legacy piece, there's this impactful piece that does matter, but then we have no idea why the fuck we're all here. So what does it matter?
It does matter.
So eat the ice cream.
Don't
eat the ice cream. Huh?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Now, that could be bypassing. That could be some sort of bypassing. I don't know. But it really, You don't
want to leave this planet and not lived.
Correct.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Fucking live it up. And
well, I guess what I'm saying there is...
love that experience.
Is it matters, so we need to, love ourselves more and care and love other people more. But when we berate ourselves and stuff for not doing, X, Y, and Z and not, doing everything, it doesn't matter. We'll do it in the next lifetime.
Yeah.
And then the next one. And then the next one. We're accumulating wisdom in this experience, in my opinion. At least I think this is what's happening, to benefit us in the next one. And to expand consciousness.
Yeah.
And just let God experience itself.
That's it. That's all it is.
And then the fucking universe will just explode, and then it starts all over, and none of it mattered.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's optimistic or pessimistic.
I think it's pessimistic.
Is it?
I kind of think, we got one shot. This is the only life. Imagine this is the only life you're ever going to experience. How you want to experience it. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. And you're meant to. This is the way things are. Enjoy it as best you can. Try to live as consciously as possible. Because if you're living unconsciously, it's just going to fly by, and then one day you're going to regret it and wish you lived a little bit more.
Well, and I think I can say, sit in this seat and go, I feel like I live my life, at least now, pretty consciously. And so when I use the phrase, and this what I'm saying here is, it matters and doesn't matter, is for me, I feel like I'm accomplishing a lot and doing a lot. If you're someone who's not maximizing your potential, well, then it really does matter. you're not fulfilling your responsibilities in this experience, you know. So how are you going to benefit yourself in the next one, you know?
Yeah. My values, my whole life mission is just to make the world a more beautiful place for all life. So, yeah, it's a good place to create.
And from a selfish standpoint too, when you focus on, making this world a better place for everybody, you're really making it a better place for yourself, because that's your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you just get to, you know, enjoy all the benefits of this reality. If you have this healthy view on trying to leave it as a better place than when you came, you know.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Oh, a lot to gnaw on there.
Yeah, hopefully that benefits someone out there.
Do you know what I really enjoyed lately? My girl. I didn't realize I was going to get a girl that I could share clothes with. This hair sweater. I don't wear underwear or anything, but she's got some good sweaters and some good t-shirts.
She's in that baggy phase?
Dude.
It's just oversized stuff? Or are you just petite?
Well, I'm petite and her baggy clothes fit me well. That's funny. Yeah.
Terry and Ella are sharing clothes now, which is weird.
That's funny.
Yeah, Terry will go
Makes
into her
sense.
closet and vice versa. And
Really?
not all the time, but yeah, come out like,
Well, that's fun.
is that Ella's? Yeah, it's funny.
Cute.
Oh, mercy.
Ella's almost out of the house to soak it up while she can. Might be a hard reality to face, though.
Crazy. Yeah, G Money just turned 11. She'll be gone soon.
Holy shit.
Not too soon, but
Yeah.
oh, dude.
Let's go. Men's group. Woo! Let's go do our own work.
Yeah, I'm worked out.
Thank you for being with us. We love recording these podcasts. If you know anyone who would resonate with today's episode, we would be grateful if you would share it with them. If you have any questions or comments, do not be shy and reach out. We would love to connect with you. Until next time, be well, love yourself, and live consciously.